Welcome to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. I'm Julie, your host, and I'm so delighted you could join us this week. My intention in doing this show is to provide information, insight, and comfort to people all around the world by helping to answer life's unanswerable questions. And we have a ton of callers on hold, so we're going to go right to the phones and see what people have, what questions they have, and see who's joined us tonight. Our first caller is Mary. Hi, Mary.
Hey, Julie.
How are you, girl? You're welcome. Thanks for calling in.
I'm calling in from Minneapolis, and I have called before on a couple other items, and I just love that you have this show so we can call in. I'm going to get right to my question so other people can get their questions in too. Tonight I'm calling in about our dog, Jenny.
Yeah.
Now, we rescued Jenny. She was about 6 months old, and she's from Alabama. And we named her Jenny because that's Forrest Gump's girlfriend. And some lady from Minnesota drove down and picked up this basket of puppies, and we got Jenny in June of 2015, and we think she was about 6 months old. And
what kind of dog is she?
We think it was rough. She's a lab mix, and we didn't do all the testing, but when we take her to the vet, they call her Pity Face. They pit bull, lab, whatever, but she does some pointer moves and some other things, and she's a real sweetheart. We just love her. However, she has been, today I found her chewing the siding, the cedar siding of our house. We thought the kids had bumped into it. That was a strange thing. And the other thing is, no matter what we do with her diet or whatever, she chews her feet all the time, constantly, even with medicine or whatever. And I'm wondering if you could take a peek and see if anything pops up.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So what I'm going to do, Mary, is I'm going to raise my vibrational level to the level of spirit, because, you know, we're all spirits attached to a body having a human experience. And when we're attached to a body, we vibrate more slowly simply because the body has mass. So I raise my vibrational level, and I'm going to watch a laser beam come from my body here in Tornadic, Alabama, Sweet Home, Alabama today, and it's going to hook into you in Minneapolis, and then from you, I'm going to go to Jenny. And then we'll ask her some questions, and I'll scan her, and it's like I'm a human MRI, and I'll see if I can see what's going on. Usually when they're chewing their feet, it's a gut thing. Their gut's out of whack, and it may have something to do with food, the food that she's on. So we'll talk to her. Usually they tell us they want, you know, like something like some cheap dog food that you get at the store that doesn't have any vitamins or minerals in it, but it tastes good. That's usually what they say. Oh. I love it. Cats usually tell me they want little Friskies, which is hysterical.
Oh, funny.
But yeah, some people, when their cats don't eat and the cat says they want little Friskies and we get them little Friskies, they'll get them little Friskies. And then the cat starts eating. It's just hilarious. So here we go.
Wow.
Here comes my laser beam heading up to you in the Twin Cities. All right, got you. Got Miss Jenny. I love that. That's how you named her. That's so creative.
Jenny. The kids named her Jenny.
I love it. I thought you were going to tell me she was blonde, because Jenny was blonde in Forrest Gump. I thought she was going to be some kind of blonde lab or something. All right, so I've got Jenny. No. Jenny, why are you chewing the siding? Because it tastes good. All right, can you be a little more specific? Because she hasn't done it before, right? This is a new...
Not that we knew of. This is like in the last year. And it's, of course, been a weird year for humans and pets. I figured I would just spray the, things we used to spray when she was a puppy. So she ate the bottom of one of my chairs. She ate two or three single items of shoes. So the pairs were tossed. When she was here, but that's a long time ago now. So I thought I'd just spray the anti-chewy stuff on the house, but it was an odd behavior for a dog.
That is odd. So what she's telling me was there was a little piece that was sticking out, and so she bit it, and she figured out that it tasted really good. I don't think it's anything any more involved than that.
Not for long. I can fix that. Thank you.
Yeah. So what is going on with your feet? It's her gut's out of whack. Does she seem to have the runs or anything like that, Mary?
No.
okay with that?
I've been walking her, and sometimes at the very end of the walk, she'll be a little loose, but otherwise, no.
Yeah. Yeah. Something's not right in her stomach. And let's see if we can figure out what she needs more of.
She's had grain-free food because our son's dog stays with us and it's grain-free. Maybe she needs the grains back in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not the right component. But she's saying that she needs more protein. But if she's not eating grain, she's probably eating all protein, right?
Yeah, it's proteiny, but it's also there's veg in it too.
Okay, she's saying she needs more protein, is what she's saying. So.
Oh, well.
In your spare time, Mary, in your spare time, why don't you just cook her up some chicken or hamburgers or something and add them to her food? How about that?
Well, I mean, we only have one kid home right now. I guess I can just add an extra serving for Jenny. Anything to make it stop. So she feels better.
I get she needs more protein. She needs more protein, and she's chewing on the house because she figured out that it tastes good.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Well, thank you, Miss Julie. I appreciate it, and have a great show. I just love this show.
Thanks for calling in. Good luck with Jenny. Let us know how it goes. Okay.
Okay.
I'll
get back to you. Thanks.
All righty.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Well, let's try Denise. Hi, Denise.
Hello.
How are ya?
Great. How are you?
Terrific. Thanks. Where are you located?
I'm in Buffalo, New York.
Oh, Buffalo. Hospice of Buffalo, Dr. Kerr, one of my favorite people on the planet. Do you know about Hospice Buffalo and him?
No, I don't.
Oh, you need to look him up. If you go on all my podcasts or even on my YouTube channel, and I believe it's episode 239, I interviewed him. He is just a treasure, and he's right there in your city. Chris Kerr is his name.
He's Dr. Kerr?
Yeah, Kerr.
Okay, I'll have to look that up. That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Check him out. Yeah. Hopefully you won't need him for a really long time. Hopefully you won't need anybody for hospice.
Well, you never know.
You never know. But he's really, what a gem. Just a terrific guy. Yeah. Well, how are you?
Too. I'm good. I'm actually, my son actually wanted to speak to you, Darian. He's 12. Can he ask you a question?
Sure. Absolutely.
Okay. Great. Hello.
Hi, Darian.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you, sir?
Good.
Good. You got a question for me?
Yeah. So you know that, remember when I called you when I had the sprained ankle like a year ago or something?
Yes, I do remember that.
All right. So I was wondering, the doctor gave me the answers, and I think I might have strained my hamstring a few weeks ago and sprained my ankle again. I was wanting to see if that's what it was, if you could reassure that.
Yeah. So is the doctor treating it now? Your orthopedic doctor?
We went in and they told me that I have a hamstring strain and ankle sprain.
Hamstring pull. Were you playing soccer or something? What were you doing?
I was playing basketball for 30 minutes to an hour, and then we went on an hour and 30-minute walk, and then we were playing basketball 6 days later, and then my foot twisted.
Well, Darian, I'm going to hold you over for the break. We'll be right back, and I will scan you, and we'll see what's going on. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We were talking to Darian, who's 12 and lives in Buffalo, New York, before the break. So, Darian, you were saying you were playing basketball, and then you went on a really long walk. Is that right?
Yeah, so we were playing basketball on March 11th. We were playing basketball on March 11th, and then we were playing for at least 30 minutes to an hour, and then we walked around a pretty large park twice, and it was an hour, maybe 20 or 30 minutes, and then I started to get pain near my hamstring and my knee, and then 5 or 6 days later, when I played basketball again because I started feeling better, my foot twisted in the grass. And that started there.
No. I'm sorry. Yeah, the hamstring, I worked on you a little bit during the break, and the hamstring looks like it's more of an issue than your ankle. And so imagine a rope that's used when a boat docks. You know how they'll have those twisted ropes, and it'll have, sometimes you'll see it starting to fray. Some of the little threads on the edge are starting to fray, but the rope is still strong. That's what your hamstring looks like. So I put some stem cell energy on it, Darian, and that's going to help heal it quickly.
Okay.
And then
Thank
on your ankle, I did the same thing. Your ankle, when an ankle is sprained, it looks like a ball of yarn. You ever seen a ball of yarn all rolled up? Yeah, it looks like a ball of yarn. And so what I did was I just put some energy in it, and it needs to stay in that position for a short time. In the past, I've tried to unwind that ball of yarn when I see it with other sprained ankles, and it always just goes back. So what I've learned over the years is just to leave it alone. But what I did was I put a anti-inflammatory ring around it. Kind of looks like an inner tube that you'd use in the pool in the summertime, and it's blue, and it'll keep the swelling down, so that will help it heal faster. So I hope that helps.
Okay, thank you.
You are so welcome. Great to talk with you.
Great to talk
Thanks
with you.
for calling. All righty. Take care. Bye-bye. Let's go to Miss Patty next. Hi, Miss Patty. Patty.
Hi, Julie.
Hi. How are ya?
I'm doing good, thank you. You were helping me with my dog Talia. She's a diabetic, and we're still not getting to of controlling her blood sugar. The last time I spoke to you, believe it or not, I was telling you that she was walking into things, and you said that you were clearing parasites out of her system. And believe it or not, the next day she could see, and she's still seeing. So whatever you did, you helped her eyesight. I'm hoping that you could do something tonight to bring down her blood glucose level or help me figure out what to do.
Yeah. So what's she eating? She's eating good food, I'm sure. She's
eating medicated food, and I give her toppers like plain chicken, frozen green beans, anything with low sugar, but it's not that much of a diet. She's like really limited to what she can have. Always wants water. Diabetics are always thirsty.
Yeah.
Give her a lot of walks, a lot of love, but it's just a constant, watching her. It's like I'm stalking her.
Yeah. I bet. Jeez. Well, and that high blood sugar is from inflammation. That's what causes it. It causes the blood sugar to go up. So let's just look at her little pancreas and see what's going on with that. It looks a little, remind me how old she is.
She's 11 and a half.
Yeah.
She's diagnosed a year.
It's just tired. So what I'm watching is a spiral of energy that's spinning inside of her pancreas, and we're just giving it a tune-up, and hopefully that will help her feel better. Water, I think what she's eating is fine. I think she's healing. I think it may just take a little bit of time for her pancreas to get the signals that it can work. It can heal.
Yeah, she is on insulin twice a day.
Yeah. Okay, so is it in her best interest to be on insulin twice a day? Yes, but it's not going to be needed for long, is what I get.
Okay.
I think pay attention to how she's doing and how she seems to be feeling, because I just watched her pancreas get tuned up. So hopefully it'll start working on its own.
Okay.
If she starts getting fat, you'll know she's storing fat because she's on too much insulin. So pay attention to that.
Okay, no, she's skinny. Okay.
All righty. Thanks for calling.
Thank you, Julie.
You bet. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, let's go to Judy next. Hi, Judy.
Oh,
hi.
I guess
Judy.
That's me.
That's you. Yes. Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Nice to speak with you.
Thank you. You too. Where are you located?
I'm in California, Southern California.
Whereabouts?
Bell Canyon, Calabasas area.
Yeah. I used to live in Westlake Village, close by.
Oh, right. Oh, that's very close. Very close.
I know it.
Very nice. Wow.
Yeah.
Are you still in California?
I'm not. I'm in Sweet Home, Alabama now, in Birmingham, but I lived in Westlake Village on the North Ranch side, so north of the freeway versus the, the old Westlake Village part. So not too far from you, about 5 minutes, actually. Yeah. Terrific. You got a question for me?
I do, actually. I have a question regarding my mother. She is in hospice at home. She's in New Jersey. And she is holding on for dear life, but she just, every time I see her, I watch her on a camera, and I just know she's worsening, and she has dementia. And I'm just wondering if you see anything with her, or if there's anything that, that we can do to make her more comfortable.
Tell me her first name, Judy.
Her first name's Hope.
Hope. Oh, how pretty.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I did was I went ahead and connected to her while you were talking, and I'm going to talk with her. She's in phase 9 of the 12 phases of transition, and it's time for a break again already. So Judy, stay with me, and I'll get some information from her during the break, and then I will report back what I get. So hang in there. Everybody stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Before the break, we were talking with Judy from Calabasas, California, which is an LA suburb. And Judy, you had mentioned that your mom, Hope, is in hospice in New Jersey. And so what I did was I connected to her energetically, and she's in phase 9 of the 12 phases of transition. Have you had a chance to read my book, Angelic Attendants, yet? Or have you seen the phases of transition? Okay.
I would like to read it.
Okay. You can get it anywhere books are sold. And if you go on my website, AskJulieRyan.com, there's links on there. But the 12 phases of transition, Judy, are what everybody goes through as we're dying. And it's how we're surrounded by angels and deceased loved ones and the spirits of deceased pets. And everybody goes through it in whether they die a quick death, like in the case of a homicide or suicide, or whether it's slow and it's prolonged over days, weeks, months. And it's a configuration that the angels and deceased loved ones, and if you go to AskJulieRyan.com, my website, you'll see illustrations of the different phases. She's in phase 9, which means, how old is your mom?
She'll be 88 in September. She turned 87 this past September, yeah.
Okay. So her parents' spirits are at her feet, and they anchor a line of angels that go out, and then there are a whole bunch of spirits and other pet spirits that are behind them. And her spirit is coming out the top of her head, and it detaches from the body, and it hangs on, and it looks like a bubble on a cartoon caption that you'd see where the cartoon character's thoughts or comments are in a cartoon. I call that the spirit bubble. And she has angels on either side of her spirit bubble, and they are just starting to move their wings. And when they move their wings, it creates an upward pull. Kind of like when you're driving through the car wash and you stay in the car, and at the end they turn on the dryer and it sucks all the water off your car. It has that kind of a pull, and that's going to help her spirit and her body separate eventually. And what the movement of their wings, when I was researching my book, it was so interesting because I always thought when I saw this, when I was working with a family with a loved one who's dying, I always thought, this reminds me of a giant owl, whose wings are very slow and methodically moving. And so I just Googled it for kicks. And what I found out is everything that flies, whether it's a bug or a bird or a plane or a jet or a kite or whatever, it creates what's called the wingtip vortex. And there are thousands, tens of thousands of aeronautical engineering drawings online. If you Google wingtip vortex, you'll find that. And that's what these angels' wings look like to me. When they move, it creates this pull. And so it's important for me to tell you that angels look like big winged angels like you see in the paintings and in the statue. I'm a Catholic girl. I went to 12 years of school, so that's what that energy is.
I'm losing you.
Somebody else.
There you are. That's great. Thank you.
Yeah, are you still there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, you cut out there for a second.
Yeah. Sorry. Yes, so did you. The interesting thing was that you mentioned her parents at her feet, but when I was visiting her last, she looked up in the at the ceiling and she pointed and she's like, "Look at all of them. Look at."
Yeah.
And I said, "What? Who?" And she was like, "But they want me to come to the party, but they said that there's no room on the bus." And it was just and she came out of it was just such an interesting, analogy and how she was able to articulate that.
Well, and what I was talking about earlier with Denise and Darian from Buffalo, if you watch my episode 239 on YouTube or you listen to it on the podcast, you will find this Dr. Chris Kerr did university-based research on 1,400 patients when they were dying, and 88% of them report seeing deceased loved ones' spirits and the spirits of deceased pets at the end of their life. So most of us think grandma's hallucinating, and she's not. She can see these spirits.
I believe that.
Yeah. So you want to get a copy of my book, Angelic Attendants, and then after you read my book, read Death is But a Dream, because they really go hand in hand. Mine is the spiritual side. His is the medical research side. I say we're the yin and yang to each other, what we're talking about.
That's great. Well,
so when I asked her,
much.
Yeah, when I asked her, Judy, are you ready to go? She said yes. I said, are you in pain? She said, not really. And then I asked her, what do you need? And she said, really nothing. She said, I'm just waiting. I'm ready to go.
She's that type of person, so I would think so. So thank you. I really appreciate that.
You are most welcome. All right. Look for the little miracles along the way, Judy, because they'll be plentiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hang in there. Okay. Take care.
Very much.
Bye. All right. Let's go to Gemma next. Hi, Gemma.
Whoops.
Hi. Oops. I heard you say oops. You okay? Oh, well, maybe we lost you. Okay. Well, let's try somebody else then. Let's see who else is up here. How about, let's go to Karen. Hi, Karen. Hi, Karen. Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm great. Yeah, I totally rang in. I thought that I got my times mixed up, and I was like, oh, is this an old episode or whatever? And no.
Nope, this is the real thing, my girl.
Yeah.
Please tell everybody where you're calling in from.
Yeah. I am calling in from Mexico, but I'm Irish.
Okay. From Mexico, but I'm Irish. Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Oh, you're hilarious. Well, you got a question for me? You're kind of cutting out a little bit, so we'll see what we can do here.
I know, yeah, that's what I thought, so hopefully it'll stay. No, I'm actually ringing for my mum this evening.
Yeah.
And she knows I'm ringing, but she's fast asleep. But I just wanted for you to scan her for the last, or maybe it's 2 years, or it's definitely a year at this stage. She's been losing her hair, like she's lost all her eyebrows, and her hair's really thinned out and like receding.
Mm-hmm. So she has, remind me of her name, Karen?
Anne Malone.
Anne. Okay, Anne. And she's in Ireland, correct?
She's in the west of Ireland, yeah.
The west of Ireland. All right. So I've connected to her while you were talking, and how young is she?
She is 63.
Oh, she's my age. I'm not quite there yet, but she's close to me. She needs hormones, girl. She's low on estrogen and she's got too much testosterone. So that's what's going on. So I shot some energetic estrogen into her. Yeah. Have her check into getting some hormones, but she wants bioidentical hormones, because those are the hormones that are the same molecular composition as what we make when we're young and fertile. The synthetic hormones have extra molecules added to their formula so that they can be patented, and you want to stay away from those in menopause. Yeah. So it's a menopause symptom is what she has going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that will help her feel better.
Yeah. Great.
Okay.
And do you think should her hair come back or?
Yeah,
it depends on.
No, it will.
Getting the
balance.
balance.
Just needs some estrogen.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, she needs some estrogen. Men that are bald, oftentimes they're really hairy. They're bald.
Yeah.
It's because they have a whole lot of testosterone, and that's what happens. It's like they're gorilla man, except on the top of their heads. So that's what's going on.
That's brilliant because, she's had lots of tests and everything. Nobody can seem to come up with anything.
Oh, gosh. All right. Well, I hope that helps.
Okay.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Thanks for calling.
Judy.
You bet. Take care.
Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 All right. Let's go to Katie next. Hi, Miss Katie. Hi, Katie.
Hi, Julie.
How are you, girl?
I am terrific. I'm calling from Austin, Texas.
Terrific. How are things there? Are the bluebells in bloom yet?
Not
blue bonnets.
quite,
I guess they're
close.
blue bonnets, right?
Blue bonnets. Just about to start peeking out.
Oh, they're so gorgeous. Wonderful.
Yeah,
well, thanks for calling in. You got a question for me?
I do. I have 2 dogs, and I'm calling about Berkley. He's my 13-and-a-half-year-old little rescue Shih Tzu. And, he's a little old man, so he is slowing down. But lately, probably over the last month, he's just slowed down a little bit more, not quite eating as much as he normally does. And so I'm just wondering if you would like to do a quick scan on him and see if there's anything else I need to be aware of that before we go to the vet this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can tell him to check for something if we find something. All right. I'm going to connect to you, Katie. Here comes my laser beam. Heading west on Interstate 20. It goes along highways at times. And then from you, I've got Berkley. He looks inflamed. All right. We're going to need to go to break. So I will check on him over the break, Katie, and then I will report back. So hang in there with me. Everybody, we'll be right back. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan Show, and we'll see what's going on with Berkley. Stay tuned. And we're back with Miss Katie from Austin, and we were talking about her 13-year-old Shih Tzu named Berkley. I love his name. Did you go to Berkeley to school, or you just like the name?
No, I knew I had it in my head. I wanted a black and white Shih Tzu named Berkley, and he fit the bill. It's pretty much the end of that.
Oh my gosh! Wow, interesting. I checked on him over the break, Katie, and he's having some liver issues. His liver enzymes are elevated. And so what I did was I did a healing on his liver over the break. And I want you to pay attention to his eyes. If his eyes start looking yellow, then you'll know he's jaundice, and you know you need to call the vet right away. He's having some liver issues. And what I did was I reversed engineered it to find out where that was coming from. And I think it has to do with some chemicals that are being sprayed on the grass where he walks. So get some fragrance-free baby wipes and wipe off his feet when he comes in, because sometimes they'll lick their paws and then they'll ingest those chemicals. And, they got to go outside to do their business. So I don't know that you can avoid it, but you can at least get it off of his paws when he comes in.
Well, I'll do that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Does that make sense?
Issues, so yes, absolutely. He's
okay.
Yes, it does.
Okay, he's prone to liver issues. Is that what you said?
Yeah. He's a leptospirosis survivor from a few years back, and that did a number on his liver and his kidneys. But so we watch it about every 6 months.
Yeah, his enzymes are elevated right now, is what I'm getting. So hopefully that helps, and I'm glad you're going to go see the vet.
Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for calling. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, let's see who's next. Let's go to Jenny next. Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Julie. Thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome. Where are you, girl?
I'm in central Wisconsin.
Okay, great. How are things up there?
Oh, not too good.
Uh-oh.
I'm extremely stressed, overwhelmed. My father passed away 2 weeks ago, and he was my mother's full-time caretaker. She has epilepsy and dementia, and I am now also in charge of all the finances and trying to keep my sanity here through all of this. The question that I had for you is, if you can tell me if he knows. I told him to give me a sign, and a specific one. And I don't want to tell you because I want to see if he heard me.
Okay.
Are you able to relate what it is I told him to show me?
Well, what I'm doing is I'm asking him, at the same time while you're talking, are you sending her a sign that you're around her and you're with her? And he said, I send her red birds, like cardinals. When you see a cardinal, think of him. And we often, when we're losing somebody, will say, okay, send me this sign. And sometimes we get it, and a lot of the time we don't, because it's really hard for spirits to do things in our reality. Because it takes a lot of energy.
The thing with the cardinals, I was joking around with him when he was still better, and I said, Dad, if you ever pass away, I don't want you to come back as a cardinal, because it could be anyone. It could be Grandma. It could be, my aunt that passed away. I said, so I want you to come back as a blue bunting. And he just kind of giggled. And he said, yeah, okay, Jenny. And
so that's why he's saying cardinals, because you told him not to come as a cardinal, so he's just being ornery.
Right.
But the other thing,
blue bunting, then I'll know it's him.
No. Because it's not him, and our loved ones don't turn into birds or butterflies.
Well, right.
He's sending them, but he's telling me to tell you he's sending you cardinals. So you looking for a blue bunting is defeating the purpose of you getting a sign from him, because he's saying he's sending you cardinals, and it makes sense because you told him not to. So he's messing with you, and he's saying, I'm sending you cardinals. So whenever you see a cardinal, and it doesn't have to be an actual bird that you see, Jenny, it can be a picture of a cardinal, or a cardinal on a van, driving down the street that you pass, or a cardinal pin that somebody's wearing, or something in a magazine, perhaps. But he's saying that whenever you see a cardinal, he's letting you know that he's close by.
Is there anything else maybe that he would like to say to me through you?
Do you have a question for him in particular?
I guess just regarding my mother, I have a lot on my plate. And if there's anything specific I need to know about her health, because he was there all the time, 24/7. I was not. So now he's saying taking over.
Yeah. He's saying two things. Two things that he said, Jenny, were number one, she's not long for this world. And the second thing that he said was you need to bring in help. You need to ask for help, and you need to bring in help because you're doing too much by yourself. You need to bring in help.
And what was the first thing you said? I'm sorry.
She's not long for this world.
So she might be going soon is what you're saying?
I'm just reporting what he said. She's not long for this world. Yeah. So that would be my guess. Okay. Yeah. Okay. But he's saying bring in some help. Get some help. Okay.
Yeah, so she's 69. I wasn't expecting her to. Yeah. Okay. No, I get it. I understand. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate your time.
You are so welcome. Get a copy of my book, Jenny, and read it, Angelic Attendance. It will bring you a lot of comfort, and it will give you a lot of information that I think will be helpful as you're dealing with all of this. Okay?
Okay, bless your heart.
So get a copy of that. Much. All righty. Thanks for calling.
Okay.
Take care.
Sure.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
All right. Let's go to Margie next. Hi, Margie. Hi. Margie. Hello. Well, okay. I guess that she's not going to be able to unmute, and timing is good because we're going to a break. So we've got a whole bunch more callers to get on. It'll be fun to see what their questions are. So everybody stay with us, and we'll be right back after the break. All right, welcome back, everybody. We do this show every Thursday night at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, and 5 Pacific. The call-in number is 712-775-7035, and the access code is 483-620#. This information is available on my website, AskJulieRyan.com, and in the show notes. You can download the show anywhere you get your podcasts, and we're also on YouTube and Alexa. So please remember to subscribe and leave a review at ratethispodcast.com/Julie. That's ratethispodcast.com/Julie. And when you do that, you enter yourself into a drawing for a free session with me valued at $200. So that's worth doing it right there. Call-in details can also be found on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest. Everything's at Ask Julie Ryan. And we are also on YouTube and Alexa. And we post a reminder the day of the show, just with the call-in numbers and all of that. So saying, hey, remember, call in for the show. Go to my website, AskJulieRyan.com, and be sure to sign up for my newsletter. It's distributed on Wednesday night, and it's a question somebody submitted online along with my answer. And on that, we'll have the call-in information as well. You can also schedule an appointment with me, and then we'll have a whole hour to talk about whatever you want. And we can talk about multiple topics. We can scan your dog like we've been doing tonight. We can check on you medically, somebody else medically. If they give us our permission, I'll always ask telepathically. We can do past lives, talk to angels, talk to spirit guides, whatever. It's always a lot of fun. A little trick on that, when you go to schedule an appointment, I'm scheduled out for a couple of months. So just go ahead and get on my calendar. And then when you get your confirmation email, there'll be a little reschedule button on your confirmation email. You can click on that periodically, and it will tell you when other appointments are available. And a lot of times you can get in sooner. So remember that. Everything's at AskJulieRyan.com. All right, I guess I need my glasses again here. For the question this week, this comes from Caroline, and Caroline lives in Glasgow, Scotland. And she asked, hi, Julie. February 18th was the 7th anniversary of my husband's death. He took his own life, and I was left with massive financial challenges as well as being widowed in a horrific way. In addition, I lost both parents and 5 friends within the space of 6 years. I have a deep faith, but having to deal with all of this makes me feel overwhelmed. It's time to move on, but I feel it's such a loss right now, so I prayed to God for guidance and asked for a sign. Your name came into my mind. I was so honored by that. And she said, I'm trusting your good heart will reach mine. Thank you, Julie. Caroline. And here's my response. Hi, Caroline. My goodness, you've certainly been through a lot in the last few years. I completely understand your wish to move on and create a new life for yourself. With that in mind, here are a few thoughts and concepts that may help. First, it's important to remember we all choose where, when, and how, and who, if anyone, is with us when we die, even when it's horrendous, like in the case of your husband's death. Next, although it's virtually impossible for us to make sense of a situation like that, it's also important to remember our spirit comes in with an expectation of what it wants to experience in this lifetime. In a past life, it's feasible your husband was the spouse of, child of, parent, or friend of someone who committed suicide and, in this life, wanted to experience what it felt like to be the person who died in that manner. Likewise, the same goes for you. Perhaps you committed suicide in a past life and wanted to explore it from the perspective of the person left behind to pick up the pieces, which is obviously what you're doing. Furthermore, we create what we want from knowing what we don't want. In other words, conflict, in whatever form, helps us clarify what we want in our lives. We all have the ability to create whatever we desire by focusing on the end result. When we try to control how something's going to happen, we limit our experiences and often negate a better outcome in the process. When, however, we trust everything is unfolding perfectly, we're given the information we need at the perfect time. You obviously receive guidance from God, Spirit, and know to follow it. Congratulations. That's the hardest part of the manifestation process. That is, receiving messages and taking action. Guidance will come to you as a thought in your head. When you ask for assistance from God, your angels, spirit guides, deceased loved ones, whomever, a response will come into your head within a second. If you think about it for more than a couple of seconds, that'll be your brain talking to you. In addition, when you get a thought and fear arises, ask yourself if you took that action, would it kill you in the next 2 minutes? If so, don't do it. If not, take the steps. So don't do the action if it's going to kill you. I mean, don't walk in the street if there's a truck coming. Follow that. That's a rational fear. Then you'll be given more guidance. Take it one step at a time, and you'll be led to where you want to go. Please consider reading my book, Angelic Attendants, What Really Happens as We Transition from This Life into the Next. I believe you'll find it informative, inspiring, and comforting. Sending big hugs your way. So, Caroline, my goodness, girl, you have been through it sounds like just an atrocious last few years, and I'm so honored that you got the message to give me a call. This is not the first time I've been told this. One of my favorite stories is there was a guy in Honolulu, actually, who's a commercial pilot, who, when I asked him how we got introduced, he called in for a private session, and I said, how did we get introduced? And he said, my grandmother. And I said, oh, who's your grandmother? And he said, well, you wouldn't know her because she's been dead for 30 years or a really long time. I think he said 30 years. And I said, oh? And he said, she came to him in a dream and she said, you need to talk to Julie Ryan. And he said, who in the heck is Julie Ryan? He said, and then I Googled you and that's how I found you. And I've heard that several times. So I'm what an honor. I'm so honored when that happens. So thanks, Caroline, for submitting that question. All right, let's go back to the phones and see if I can get, it's either a Margie or Margie. And it's a 262 area code. Hi, is it Margie? Are you there?
Hi, Margie.
Hi, Margie. I couldn't get you before, so I'm glad you're here now.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, where are you located?
I'm located in Wisconsin.
Okay, terrific. You got a question for me?
I do. Could you tell me about my health? How is my health?
Sure. Do you have a certain specific symptom that you want me to check out?
Yeah, like the solar plex area.
Okay.
My chest back area. Like if you went through my chest to my back.
Okay, because what are your symptoms? Just from a time standpoint, it helps if I know what your symptoms are.
Once in a while you feel, or I feel, kind of a, I don't know if I want to call it a heaviness, but like a dull pain in my back.
Okay. All right.
And then today, today I'm feeling the symptoms in my solar plex area.
Okay. And when you breathe, does it hurt or does it just feel kind of out of whack when you move certain ways?
No, it doesn't hurt at all.
Okay. It just feels heavy?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I just watched a chiropractic adjustment happen to your back. Excuse me. So that's why I asked if it hurt, if you moved certain ways. Because sometimes when have you ever been to a chiropractor, Margie?
Yes. I do go once in a while.
Yeah. I just think you need an adjustment. I think that's what's going on with that. Your lungs look clear to me. I don't see anything that looks alarming. I just watched you get a chiropractic adjustment. So that's easy to fix. So I hope that helps.
Does my heart look okay?
Your heart?
Yes. Does that look okay?
Heart. Yeah. I'm looking at it. Yeah, you got a little bit of buildup. I'm rotor-rooting out a couple of the, inlets and outlets there. So imagine a corkscrew that you use to open a bottle of wine, spinning really fast, and that will get some of the gunk out of there. But yeah, I don't see anything distressing that gives me cause for pause. I think go see your chiropractor.
Okay, for an adjustment.
Yeah. Just tell him you're a twisted sister and you need an adjustment, and they'll laugh.
Can I ask you one quick question?
Let me put you on hold and I'll come back because I got a bunch of other people I'm going to try and get on. So I'm trying to limit it to one question. So thanks for calling. I hope you feel better.
Yeah, thank you.
You bet. Bye-bye. Okay, let's go to Karen next. Let's see what she has to say.
Hello?
Hi, Karen. Hi, Karen.
Hi.
How are
you?
I'm terrific. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for taking my call.
Good. Where are you calling from?
Connecticut.
Okay. Well, good. You got any daffodils blooming up there yet?
Oh, just barely.
Yeah.
But we did have some warm weather, so that's been nice.
I know you did. So I figured they were probably starting to pop.
Yeah, actually the crocuses are out.
Oh, I love those.
They're the first to pop out. That's about all we have right now, but we'll take it.
So cute. Well, good. Do you have a question for me?
I do. So I lost my, excuse me. I lost my brother. Both my mother and my brother died about 15 years ago within 6 months of each other.
Oh.
And both had illnesses. My brother died of pancreatic cancer, and my mother died of Alzheimer's. And they were both she was 72 and he was 49. And I just have been...
You know what, Karen, I'm going to need to hold you over for the break. So hold that thought. When we come back, we'll find out what Karen wants to know about her mom and her brother. So stay with us, everybody. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We were talking with Karen from Connecticut with her crocus blooming before the break. What's the plural of crocus? Croci? Or crocuses? Or what's the plural of crocus? I don't even know. I'm going to have to look that one up. Do you know?
I don't.
You probably never thought of it. I know. So
I haven't. No.
I know. So I'll find out and then I'll let you know. All right. So you were talking about your mom and your brother who died 15 years ago, about 6 months apart. And you said your brother had pancreatic cancer and your mom had Alzheimer's. Who went first?
Well, he was diagnosed the weekend she died. So she died first. And he was diagnosed, and then 6 months later he died.
So she went first so she could help him when he passed. That's what that's all about. Yeah. My grandmother, my Meemaw, my mom's mom, died 6 months before my mom did. And it was really interesting because, she was there running the show, as your mom was when your brother died too. So the most interesting story about a mom and a child that I've ever read about is Carrie Fisher and Debbie Reynolds. Do you remember when they passed away a couple of years ago? Like within 24 hours. When Carrie Fisher died, Debbie was dead within 24 hours. I thought that was wild when that happened.
I know, that was wild.
So, do you have a question for me about your mom and your brother? I could talk to you all day about all kinds of stuff, but I want to get your question answered.
Well, I feel like I've been wanting to just connect with them and see how they were. And I mean, I know they're probably fine, but it's just I don't have the tools to talk with them or to figure out how they're doing. But I mean,
but you do.
They both had such. Well, maybe.
So let me teach you, and we'll do it together. We'll practice, okay? So how this works, Karen, is you just say something, excuse me, my brain's ahead of my tongue here. We say something either aloud or in our heads, and they're going to answer. It can be a question, it can be a statement, it can be a multiple choice question, it can be a yes or no question, open-ended, or just a statement. And they're going to answer you, and it's going to seem like it's a thought in your head. It feels like it's your thought, because that's how spirits communicate, is telepathically. And so what you want to do is, how you tell that it's them is it comes in within a second. As fast as you can snap your fingers, that's their answer. If you think about the answer for more than a couple of seconds, that's going to be your brain talking to you. So let's practice. What's the question that you have for them? And then we'll compare notes.
I'd like to know how they're doing.
Okay. They're in heaven, so they're fabulous. It doesn't get any better than where they are. But when you ask the question, what's your brother's name?
Jay.
Jay. I have a brother named Jay as well. My older brother.
Oh.
Talked to him a couple of hours ago. So say, hey, Mom and Jay, how are you doing? And see what you get. What's the first thing that comes in your head? Try it.
Out loud or?
Yeah, whatever. Out loud's fine.
Hi, Jay. Hi, Mom. How are you all doing?
What's the first thing come in your head? What came in your head?
I didn't get anything.
Nah.
That's the problem. I tried.
Yeah. You're getting it. You're thinking too hard. I got fine. Both times we asked the question. So let's try it again with something else.
I did expect fine. Fine. I was kind of thinking, yes.
So that's them answering you. That's them answering you. You're just second guessing it. And so let's try another one just for practice. It's really fun when you do this.
So, like, my mother had Alzheimer's, and she was pretty checked out when she went. And I talked to her on the phone the night before. I'd been to visit her and then came home and called her and just told her she was going to be fine. And she died that night.
Mm-hmm.
And then my brother, I saw him, he was down in Georgia, and I saw him, I think, a few days before he died as well.
Wonderful. Yeah.
So I got to see them.
Wonderful.
But I just feel like it's so weird. Like because I feel other things, but I don't feel a connection with them, which is sort of weird.
Well, how this works, Karen, is our heads are big satellite dishes, and they receive and they transmit frequencies. And every spirit has its own frequency that it keeps throughout all of its lifetimes. So all you have to do to connect with them is think of them, and then they come right in. Did you watch the TV show Bewitched when you were growing up, by any chance? Oh, yeah. I loved it. I wanted to be Samantha Stevens when I grew up. And now I am. I can do a lot of the stuff she can do. So can you. We all can. That's what I teach in my class, is how to do all this woo-woo stuff. But remember how Samantha Stevens on Bewitched would yell, Mother, and Endora would come in right away? Or she'd yell, Uncle Arthur, and he would come in right away? Whoever wrote that screenplay knew woo-woo, because that's how it works. And what you're going to find is the more you do this, the more you talk to them, the more you're going to feel comfortable in the answers you get. You'll get validation of the answers you get, and then you'll trust it more, and then it will just be second nature. So just play with it and practice it. 2 things. Spirit's always going to give you the correct answer. And how usable it's going to be is going to be determined by how you ask the question. So you want to be really specific on that. And then the other thing to remember is they're always going to give you something that's either going to be neutral or pleasant. It's going to be positive. They're never going to say, hey, you're an ugly woman who drools. That's not going to happen. Okay? Or if you hear that, it's not coming from spirit. It's coming from your head, coming from your brain. So keep that in mind or practice it and then call back in and let us know how you're doing with it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All righty. Thanks for calling. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. It's so fun to be able to talk to spirit. And the other thing about talking to spirit is it doesn't just have to be somebody that you knew when they were alive. I mean, whoever you want to talk to, if you want to talk to Einstein or Alexander the Great or Mother Teresa or whomever, you can talk to them and all you have to do is just think of them. And then they come right in and you can have a conversation with them. So I think that makes it really fun. All right, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to get Stacy on next. So Stacy, get ready. I'm going to be calling on you. Stay with us, everybody. All right, and we're back. And our next caller, Stacy. Stacy, I warned you before the break I was going to be calling on you. So I'm glad you're ready for me.
Good evening.
How are you? How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Terrific. Thanks. Where are you located?
I'm in Denver, Colorado.
Oh, good. I heard you guys got some more of the white stuff a few days ago.
We did. Just a little bit. It's all gone now.
Okay, good. You got smacked. Was it last week? Did you get 30 inches or something?
Last week we got about 21 inches.
Yeah.
When was that?
Oh, my gosh.
Week ago. Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad you survived. Well, good. Well, thanks for calling in tonight. Thanks for your patience waiting for me. Do you have a question?
I do. I'm calling about my little dog, Broderick. Matthew Broderick, the name.
What kind of dog is he?
He's a Schnauzer mix.
Cute. Did you name him after the actor?
No, he came with that name.
Okay. All right. It sounds very regal.
Yes.
But Schnauzers are smart. Those are smart dogs, too, aren't they?
Yeah, we've had him about 5 years. Supposedly, he's about 15, according to his track record.
Wow.
But we're not sure if he's that old or not.
Okay, so what's going on with Broderick?
So a month ago, I took him in for a dental, and he got 5 teeth removed. And then about a week and a half after that, he started having some balance issues. So this was almost 2.5 weeks ago. He was leaning to the right. He couldn't jump up on the couch. He was walking in circles, and he kind of does that normally, but this was more severe, and he just wouldn't settle down. Mm-hmm. And he had a hard time going up the stairs, and he just wasn't acting normal. So I thought maybe he had an infection from getting those teeth removed, took him in, and they really didn't know what was going on. And he's since gotten better. I did get antibiotics for him just in case. But he's still not completely normal. So I wanted to see if you could see what was going on with him.
Yeah, I went ahead and connected to him while you were talking just for time's sake. And have you ever heard of the Epley maneuver for humans when they have vertigo or they're dizzy? Have you ever heard of that?
No.
There are these little crystals in the inner ear that get out of whack. And what I was getting was when he was in surgery and they were removing his teeth, his inner ears got messed up. And so I don't even know if they do the Epley maneuver on dogs, but he just had the Epley maneuver done on him energetically. So look up Epley, E-P-L-E-Y, Epley maneuver. And what it is usually a physical therapist will move the head around to get the crystals back in, kind of like a handheld, one of those handheld pinball devices where you try and get the little silver balls in the little hole, and you move it around to get the ball in the hole. That's what it looks like to me. How's that for an analogy? A handheld pinball game is an analogy for getting your dog to not be dizzy. So that's what I'm getting. I'm not seeing an infection right now with him, but it may be that he did have one and the antibiotics knocked it out. So
okay,
that's what I watched happen. So hopefully that will help.
okay. Well, thank you. They were saying it could be his vestibular organ in his ear.
Yeah. It definitely has something to do with his ear. Yeah.
Okay.
So I watched the Epley maneuver, and it would be interesting to look up and to see if that's ever done on dogs. My daughter-in-law is a veterinarian. That's a question I'm going to ask her when I talk to her next and see what she says. So, all right. Well, thanks for calling.
Thank you, Julie.
You bet. Take care. Bye. All right. Let's go to Darcy next. Hi, Darcy. Hi, Darcy.
Hi there, Julie. How are you? Can you hear me?
I'm well. How are you?
Good.
Terrific. Please tell everybody where you're located.
I'm in San Francisco.
San Francisco. And how are things out there?
Good. I'm excited. I have a private with you in a couple weeks, but I wanted to check in because one of my dear friends is going through some health issues, and I think you've spoken to her recently, and we just got a scan back, and it didn't look good, so I thought if I could have you check on her and see how she's doing.
Yeah, what's her name, Darcy?
Karina.
And where is she?
She's in Santa Rosa.
Okay. All right. Poor baby. That's just such an ugly place. Yeah. Kidding. That's wine country for those of you that don't know. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So, all right. What's going on with her?
Well, she's got a lot of cancer going on, and they've been doing chemotherapy and radiation, and that stuff's not working for her, and so they're looking for other alternatives. At this point.
Yeah. So I connected to you first, Darcy, and then I connected to Serena, and she's in phase 7 of 12. Of the 12 phases of transition. Now, that doesn't mean that she's going to check out soon. It means that she's in the dying process. And people, as you know, can go back and forwards in the phases. So let's ask her, are you ready to go? She's saying absolutely not. Does that sound like something she would say? She said, absolutely not. Are you in pain? Yes. She says yes a lot. Are you finding that? And
okay.
Yeah. And what do you need? A cure. Yeah. Well. So that's what's going on right now. And when somebody's in one of the phases of transition, Darcy, I'm unable to do a healing on them because, as I mentioned before, the spirit exits the body through the top of the head. In the 12 phases of transition, the graphics will show that. And so the spirit is the power source for the body. So it would be like I'm trying to look at an X-ray in a pitch black room without any electricity. I can't see what's going on. And so if her spirit gets back in her body, I might be able to work with her. But right now, when she's in the phases of transition, I'm unable to do a healing on her. I know that's not what you want to hear. But
yeah.
Okay. So,
well, thank you so much for checking in.
Yeah, stay in touch with her. Go see her if you can. I know you're probably in lockdown, and she probably doesn't.
On the 2nd, so.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, hopefully you'll be able to see her, even if it's just online. You want to do that? Do a Zoom call with her. Okay. And I'll talk to you in a couple of weeks. I'll look forward to that.
Yeah. Great.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Okay.
Thanks, Darcy.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, let's go to Ursula next. Hi, Ursula.
Hi, Judy.
How are you? Thank you for your patience.
Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome.
I'm located in Oklahoma City. And my question is, I have 2 job offers, and they're equally good, and I just cannot decide. I'm really torn. One is in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and the other job is in Los Angeles, and I just cannot decide which one to take. And I hope some guidance from you, maybe what would be in my highest interest, which job to take.
Okay. So is it in Ursula? What kind of job is it? What are they?
It's nursing.
Okay.
It's nursing.
Yeah. I've talked to you before on a private session, haven't I?
You did, yes.
I know.
Yes.
I remember. I remember you, girl. All right. So.
And you gave me some very good advice before, which university to choose, and that was golden. That was the perfect decision I took.
Wonderful.
And the advice you gave me was perfect. Thank you.
Oh, fabulous. All right. So is it in Ursula's best interest to take the job offer in Albuquerque? I'm getting a no on that, Ursula. Is it in Ursula's best interest to take the job offer in Los Angeles? I'm getting a yes.
Great. Thank you.
I'm surprised. I thought it would be the opposite.
Thank you.
I thought it would be the opposite.
Too. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I never really could fully commit to Albuquerque. It was something like drawing me always to LA, but I just could not. Thank you so much, Julie. I truly appreciate it. Thank you.
Is it at UCLA, Ursula? Is the job offer at UCLA?
No, it's not. It's a smaller hospital, and they train me to be an ICU nurse. And it's it's ICU. It's very good. But both of them are training me, but I just could not decide where to go. So I'm very grateful. Thank you, Julie.
I get you're going to do something with UCLA. So maybe you're going to end up there eventually, or maybe you're going to do school there or something. But UCLA is in the picture, and I think that's why you're being led to Los Angeles.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Okay. Good luck. Let us know how it goes.
Goodbye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, how fun is that? All right. Let's see who else we have. We have Miss Sarah. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Julie. Hi.
How are you, girl?
Thanks for taking my call. Hi.
You're welcome.
I'm calling from Berlin, Germany.
Yeah. How are you holding up?
Yeah. Well, good. At the moment, it's just 5 hours time difference because we haven't had daylight savings yet. It's a little later here. It's going to be this weekend, so it's not as late as usually.
So it's 2 in the morning there? Is that what you're telling me?
It's 2:45 now.
2:45. Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Well, you got a question for me so you can go back to bed?
Yeah, so I wanted to ask if you could scan me again once for the yeast issue and see how it's improving. And maybe if there's also bacteria in my bladder, because recently I had a UTI again. And then I also have some pain in my jaw for some reason that I don't understand. If maybe we can find out about that as well.
All right. Well, I am going to hold you over for the break, Sarah, and I will scan you on the break, and then I'll give you my report when we come back. Stay with us, everybody. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan Show, and we'll be right back. All right. We're back with Sarah from Berlin. She's up in the middle of the night. God love her. And Sarah, I checked on you over the break, and your yeast is way better. And I could tell you were feeling better when I heard your voice, because you have way more pep in your voice, even though it's the middle of the night, than you normally do. So that looks way better. Good job on that. Bladder and the UTI, I got antibiotic energy that was applied to your bladder. You did have a bacterial infection. I think you still do have a bacterial infection. So that's what's going on there. I think you're going to be fine on it. I don't think you need to do anything. If you start seeing blood in your urine, get some antibiotics. But I think you're going to be okay.
I never have blood, but I just so easily get UTIs. It's so annoying.
So, so I did that, and I did a little bit of excavating to hopefully remove the UTI threat.
Okay.
So a little bit on your urethra, because what's happening is bacteria is getting in there and it's just hanging out. It's not getting removed. So hopefully that will help with that. Okay. But no, you look way better. Way better. So congratulations. I know it's been a long haul for you on this.
Yes. Okay. Thanks a lot. And is there anything going on with my teeth? Could you see that? Because sometimes, or is it maybe just that I'm grinding my teeth at night too much?
I think you're grinding your teeth at night. Go to the dentist and tell him you want a retainer, like when you have braces.
I have one of those. Yeah.
Okay.
I do have
you have an upper and a lower?
it's like an upper and a lower retainer.
Perfect.
Too.
Yeah. That's what's going on. All right. Well, go back to bed. Sweet dreams.
Yes. Thanks a
for
lot,
calling.
Julie.
You bet.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Let's go to Linda next. Let's see if I can get Linda. Hi, Linda. Can you unmute yourself? There you are. Hi. Thanks for your patience.
Yes, I'm so glad that you got to me. I'm Linda from New York.
New York. What's going on?
Well, I've been having like a lot of issues lately with my body. Some is being diagnosed and some is not. The doctor told me I had high cortisol levels, but for the past week or two, I've been having stomach pain. My stomach is really bloated. I just went to the emergency room the other day because I thought I had a UTI infection, but I'm having problems and pain in my back, my kidney, so my whole core is hurting me. But they said they didn't see anything that needed to be operated on, and they gave me another course of antibiotics, but I'm just having so much pain in the side, my kidneys, and around my back and stomach.
Okay. All right. Let me get you on my radar real quickly and see what's going on. It sounds like yeast overgrowth to me. Gas, bloating, brain fog. Sometimes some of the symptoms are, I call it itchy butt syndrome, but you have to say it really fast, itchy butt syndrome. And you have some people have rectal itching. You can have, what else? Brain fog, reflux, like heartburn, kind of a thing. So that's all yeast. If you've been on antibiotics, good chance that your gut's out of whack. So email me, Linda, Julie at askjulieryan.com, and I'll send you the link for the gut biome test. And it's a fancy name for a poop test that's going to tell you what the ecosystem is in your gut. And since food is the best medicine, it's going to tell you what your superfoods are, what foods to implement into your diet, what foods to avoid, some of which may be foods that you think are healthy, and they are, but they're just not healthy for you right now. And then it's going to tell you, eat a lot of this, eat a little of that kind of thing. So send that to me. That would be the first thing I would do. And usually it's a gut issue. Like close to 90% of medical symptoms are caused by the gut being out of whack. It's crazy. But anybody listening, if you want the gut biome test, shoot me an email, Julie at askjulieryan.com, or just come in through my website if you don't remember that, and just there's a button that says Ask Julie, and shoot me an email and we'll send you the link to the gut biome test, and that'll give you a little bit of a discount off of it too, Linda. So I hope that feels better. In the meantime, I've got anti-inflammatory energy on you to help calm down the inflammation.
Okay, and for my side, the pain in my kidney on my both sides, mainly my right side, any type of movement, bending, it's just, and they said they didn't see anything on the CAT scan.
Right. Let's do the gut biome test. I think that's going to help a lot.
Okay.
All righty. So email me. Okay. Thanks for calling. Thank Take care. Feel better. Okay. I've got somebody from Palm Springs, 760 area code. Hi, what's your name? Palm Springs, can you unmute yourself if you want to chat?
Sister Rosemary?
Sister! Hi, sister. Hi. There you are. How you doing?
Yeah. Oh, I'm hanging in there.
Oh, good. You got a quick question for me? I've only got a couple minutes left. What's your question?
Yeah. Well, my cancer marker is continuing to rise. It's 3.1. After the surgery on my thyroid, it was just 1.8, but it's continued to steady rise. But the other issue, which is more pressing, is I have the right back molar that is a 12 pocket, which usually they have to take it out at 8. And it's twice now over 2 years been quite infected with pus and things like that. And right now they because I was on Raloxifene, Evista for 10 years, I was always advised not to get it pulled because it won't heal.
Right.
And And so right now they're just not sure. They're thinking they really do need to take it out and put a bone graft in there. And I'm feeling it not only in the jaw, but also in my ear, my right ear, and my right arm. I had a fracture. It's a fractured root canal, but I had a injury on my right side.
Right. So what I'm going to do, sister, is I'm going to work on you. We are just about at the end of the show. So what I'm doing is I'm applying anti-inflammatory energy on there to get the pain down. I'm applying antibiotic energy to help that. I get it's in your best interest to get it out, to get the tooth out.
That's good to know.
So, so I hope that helps. And I'll work on you some more because we are of time. But everybody, thanks for joining us this week. I hope you have a wonderful week and a great weekend. And I'll see you next week here on Thursday. So thanks so much.
Be sure to follow Julie on Instagram and YouTube at Ask Julie Ryan and like her on Facebook at Ask Julie Ryan. To schedule an appointment or submit a question, please visit AskJulieRyan.com.
This show is for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be medical, psychological, financial, or legal advice. Please contact a licensed professional. The Ask Julie Ryan Show, Julie Ryan and all parties involved in producing, recording, and distributing it assume no responsibility for listeners' actions based on any information heard on this or any Ask Julie Ryan shows or podcasts.